Okay, here we are doing another theory test. I'm going to quickly whiz through this. You see these double white lines along the centre of the road. When may you park on the left? Okay, my side's showing that I am allowed to overtake because I've got this broken white line, which means if I pull up, the vehicles behind me can get around me. So I'm going to stop to pick up or set down passengers. You're on the motorway, what must you do if there's a red cross showing above every lane? Okay, that means that the motorway is entirely closed ahead of you, possibly due to a huge accident, and stopping and waiting will be the best option. You're in a built-up area at night and the road is well lit. Why should you use dipped headlights? This is to make you more visible so that you can be easily seen by others. There we go. What hazard should you be especially aware of if you're turning left into a side road? Pedestrians crossing it. I'd say you got to think about what's the biggest hazard to you. Parked vehicles could be another hazard, but I mean, if I hit a parked vehicle, I'm just causing damage. Whereas if I hit a pedestrian, that's a person's life at risk. So I'm going to go with the pedestrian. And this warning triangle shows a snowflake, so it's warning of a risk of ice. What should you do if you're driving a slow-moving vehicle on a narrow, winding road? What should you do if you're driving a slow-moving vehicle on a narrow, winding road? Keep well out to stop vehicles overtaking dangerously. Yeah, I'm going to go with that first one, actually. It's like if you're a cyclist going down a country lane that's not very wide, you actually don't want to encourage the vehicle behind to overtake you if it means they can only overtake very closely to you. So I'm going to say keep well out. What is the most vulnerable road user? Car driver, lorry driver, tractor driver, motorcyclist. Motorbike offers very little protection to the rider in a collision. What's the legal minimum tread depth for tyres on your trailer or caravan? Oh no. Well, I know that for the car itself it's 1.6 millimeters, but I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go with that, but I suspect I hate these trailer ones. I'm not up to date on these. I might be getting this one wrong. We'll find out at the end. When will you feel the effects of engine braking? Like when you only use the parking brake? No. When you change to a lower gear? Yes. Which driving technique can help you save fuel? Using lower gears as often as possible, using each gear in turn, accelerating sharply in each gear, missing out some gears is what we call selective gear changing or block changing. What do the long lines along the centre of the road mean? Okay, it's a long white line with a short gap, which is what we call a hazard warning. And in this picture, it's warning you that you are approaching a bend to the right. Which document may the police ask you to produce after you've been involved in a collision? Well, this is going to be your driving licence. It's your identity, basically, so they want to see that. How should the right-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway be used? Okay, we drive on the left, so left lane will be normal driving, and every lane to your right on a motorway is for overtaking, so as an overtaking lane. There's been a collision. How can you help a driver who's suffering from shock? Right, don't give them a drink. Ask who caused the incident, or if they're in shock, they're not going to give sensible answers. They may not be thinking straight. Offer them a cigarette. Well, I don't smoke, so I wouldn't appreciate anyone doing that for me. Reassure them confidently. Where would you see this road marking? Okay, these are white warning triangles that you get on the leading edges of speed humps. So there you go, on road humps. Where would you see a contraflow bus lane? On a one-way street. It's a one-way street, apart from the singular lane that allows buses to come against you, approaching you, in other words. Where's the safest place to park your vehicle at night? Well, out of all of those, the safest place to park your vehicle at night, if you have a garage, great. It's not just about it being hit by traffic, it's about it being broken into as well, or stolen for that matter. So in a garage, in a quiet car park, on a busy road, near a red route. Okay, we'll do it with the garage. Right, this sign, it's showing trams at the bottom, it's telling you to give way, and this means there's a level crossing ahead. So wait at the barriers, wait at the crossroads. That's not a crossroad. Give way to farm vehicles. No, it doesn't picture farm vehicles, so you can dismiss that. I'm going to say give way to trams. The fact it's telling you to give way means that there's not going to be a barrier, basically. How should you overtake horse riders? Okay, very slowly, lots of room, very quietly. So drive slowly and leave plenty of room. Don't want to scare the horse. And it's a powerful animal. If you frighten it, it's going to start kicking whatever scared it, and that'll be your car. And they're powerful enough to do enough damage that they could actually write it off, financially write it off. Where can you find reflective amber studs on the motorway? Okay, well they will be left hand side of you will be red studs, meaning don't leave the road, or green studs whenever there's an entrance or an exit. Between lanes there'll be white studs, so up against the central reservation is where you're going to find the amber ones. So on the right hand edge of the road, on the left hand edge of the road, separating the lanes, separating the road, no, on the right hand edge of the road. You're driving in a built-up area that has traffic calming measures. What should you do when you approach a road hump? Definitely slow. Check your mirror and slow down. What should you do if you're being followed by an ambulance showing flashing blue lights? Pull over as soon as it's safe to do so. You want to let it past you, basically. There we go, that one. When may you overtake another vehicle on their left in a one-way street? Is the answer to that. You're allowed to use, if you've got more than one lane, you're allowed to use both lanes. What should you do if the red lights start flashing as you approach the level crossing? Stop before the barrier. When may you use hazard warning lights? Well, they are primarily to highlight your car when you have broken down. It doesn't mention that. Okay, the other option is when driving on the motorway to warn traffic behind of a hazard ahead. Okay, this sign shows a car going off the edge of what looks like a dock or quayside or riverbank into water. So that one right there. Where would you expect to see these markers? Okay, these usually come up on the back of large goods vehicles. You're travelling behind a moped. What should you do if you want to turn left a short distance ahead? Well, the safest thing to do would be stay behind until the moped has passed the junction. When may you drive a car in this bus lane? Right, it shows the days and times you are not allowed to drive in it. So outside its hours of operation. Okay, this sign means you've got a two-way road which is crossing a one-way street. So two-way traffic crosses a one-way road. You're on the motorway, when can you use hazard warning lights? Have we not just seriously had that? When a vehicle is following too closely, when you're being towed by another vehicle, when you slow down quickly because of danger ahead, when you're riding on the hard shoulder. Okay, when you slow down quickly because of danger ahead, you can flash your hazard warning lights to warn the person behind, get their attention. You're behind this cyclist. When the traffic lights change, what should you do? Okay, well the cyclist is in a cycle box in front of you for its own safety. Allow the cyclist time and room. Safest thing for him. Which colour follows the green signal at a puffin crossing? A puffin is a normal traffic light, so after green you're going to get a steady amber heading up towards red. You're driving past the line of parked cars. What should you do if a ball bounces out into the road ahead? Okay, you can expect a child to be running out after that to collect it. So slow down and be prepared to stop for children. What should you do when you're overtaking a motorcyclist on a windy day? Pass widely. Oh, sorry. Let's get that. Give them plenty of room in case they get pushed around by the wind. You're driving on a one-way street. What should you do if you realise you've taken the wrong route? Well, you can't turn around and go back because you're on a one-way street. So reversing out, definite no-no. You're still travelling in the wrong direction if you do that. Continue and find another route. You can't turn around the side road because you still can't turn into this one-way street the wrong way. Reversing the driveway has the same effect, so continue and find another route. On a smart motorway, what does this sign mean? Okay, this is showing the hard shoulders being opened up for driving in, and they've all got a 50-mile-an-hour speed limit. So use all the lanes, including the hard shoulder. What must you check before you drive someone else's vehicle? Well, you've got to make sure you are insured on it. That the vehicle owner has third-party insurance. That the vehicle is insured for your use. What colour are the reflective studs between the lanes on the motorway? Okay, they're white between lanes, just like the road marking as well. What does this sign mean? Well, this sign is showing a car parked up on the pavement. So you are allowed to park fully on the verge or footway. You need glasses to read a vehicle number plate at the required distance. When must you wear them? Every time you drive. Whenever you're driving, there you go. What does this sign mean? Okay, this sign's showing that there's a cycle lane ahead. So, with flow cycle lane. Hello, Munchkin. Try and be quiet, mate. Okay, my little boy's walked in the room, so you're going to hear him for a little bit. You're leaving a safe gap as you follow a large vehicle. What should you do if a car moves into this gap? Drop back further to increase the gap between you and the vehicle in front. Which vehicle is most likely to take an unusual course at a roundabout? Right, any long vehicles where they can't hold their lane, so long vehicle. What will become more expensive after you've been convicted of driving while unfit through drink or drugs? Definitely your insurance. What should you do when you're joining a motorway? Give way to traffic already on the motorway. That's the answer to that. You're planning a long journey. Do you need to plan rest stops? Yes, you should plan to stop every half an hour. We can't guarantee stopping every half an hour. Yes, regular stops help concentration. The answer to that one. You're following a slower moving vehicle on a narrow country road. There's a junction just ahead on the right. What should you do? Again, the best thing to do would be to wait behind it. So overtake after checking your mirrors, not with a junction that's coming up. No, never overtake by a junction. So not that one, not that one. Only consider overtaking when you're past the junction. Thank you. When you see a hazard ahead, you should use the mirrors. Why is this? Okay, you want to know what's behind you and how close it is because it will affect how you brake. To assess how your actions will affect following traffic. You stopped at an instant to give help. What should you do? Keep injured people warm and comfortable. Keep injured people on the move by walking them around. Right, no, definitely don't do it. Never move an injured person because moving them could actually cause them more injury. Give injured people something to eat. No, don't do that. Don't know what their injuries are. Do not give them a drink for the same reason. So keep injured people warm and comfortable. Viewing summary, all 50 done. I got one wrong that time. Okay, let's have a look at the result. Let's see what I got wrong. Okay, what should you do if you're driving a slow-moving vehicle on a narrow, winding road? Okay, pull in when you can to let the vehicles behind overtake. I got tricked by that because it didn't actually tell you there was anywhere coming up that you could pull into. So I was assuming there wasn't. And the advice when there isn't is that you keep out to stop someone trying to pass you. So I got tripped up by that one. But still, 49 out of 50. That's good. I'm going to stop and save that recording.